Can't start celebrating Memorial Day weekend until we talk Le'Veon Bell. That's right, he went on the Steel Here podcast yesterday and talked about some things. And we're here to break it down on Big Deke News. First, Lev answered the question we've all been wondering. Did he regret how everything unfolded here in Pittsburgh?
I didn't want to leave Pittsburgh, no. Because at the end of the day, it's like, that's where I was at. It was like, that's where I got drafted at. It's like, and especially like, and I'm glad y'all said that. Especially like after like really going to different teams and seeing how it is. It's like when the team has their guy, like you're their guy. I was Pittsburgh's guy. Bro, we get to New York, and that's why I instantly find out, head coaches make a huge difference. Like, huge difference. Like, as soon as I get to New York, I find that out like the first week.
You instantly knew you fucked up?
Bro, I knew it was going to be a battle. I knew it was going to be an uphill battle. I knew it.
Yeah, I could have told you that. I've been saying that. Yeah, of course, Le'Veon Bell regrets his decision to leave Pittsburgh. Just look at how his career has played out since leaving. And yes, hindsight is 2020, but still. And Le'Veon, I know it was more about money. It was more about the contract, the guarantees, this and that. And I'm sure he believed in himself, which he should. He was like the best running back in the league at the time. So he probably felt like, listen, we have good things going here in Pittsburgh, but I could take my talents elsewhere and we would just be fine. I would be able to elevate a team, kind of how he mentioned in this interview. But that's the paradox of life, because that can be true, but also at the same time, you're only as good as your team. And he had it made here in the Steel City with a Hall of Fame quarterback, a Hall of Fame coach, a top 5 offensive line, a running mate in Antonio Brown, who was the best receiver in the league. Like, they were the best running back and receiver combo when they were in their prime. And if we want to go down memory lane even more and reminisce a little, let's talk about what if Le'Veon Bell actually signed a contract and stayed a Steeler, as opposed to him sitting out that 2018 season. So for that year, we went 9-6-1. And in my opinion, that team was one of the more underrated teams in the Big Ben era, just because it was damn good. Like, we beat the Super Bowl champions, the New England Patriots. We should have beat the Saints, who went to the NFC Championship, had it not been for Juju fumbling the game away and also the refs giving the Saints free points due to shitty pass interference calls. That was a really, really good team. But the problem was, we had one, ball security issues, namely James Conner. He had a couple key fumbles in key games that cost us. And Boswell having his absolute worst season, missing some pretty big field goals left and right that, again, cost us games. So there was no reason as to why that team shouldn't have been a 12 or 13 win squad. So if you add Le'Veon Bell, replace James Conner, and this is no knock on James Conner because he played really good, had a Pro Bowl year, but Le'Veon Bell was the best running back in the league. Le'Veon Bell never fumbled the ball. He was Mr. Reliable. So I think if 2-6 is on that squad, we definitely make the playoffs, and we definitely make a run, and I wouldn't doubt that we would have won a Super Bowl. What about the following year, 2019? That would have been interesting because that was the year Ben got hurt with the elbow injury, had to miss the whole season. We had the Duck and Mason experience. That defense was really good. But we were limited by the offense. We were limited by the quarterback play. But what if Bell was in there again in place of James Conner? Because this was James Conner's not so good a year. This is when we started to question him and his availability. He was always banged up, and he just didn't play that good. I wonder if Le'Veon Bell could have taken that Steelers team in 2019 on a Derrick Henry-esque type of run where he's just carrying us and the defense is balling out. And he's worth, a couple points a game on the field. And maybe that gets us an extra win or two and we make the playoffs. Now, I don't know what type of run we go on because, again, we still either would have had Mason or Duck at quarterback. But still, would have been interesting. Then I really don't know what happens from there. Do the Steelers keep Bell? Because, yeah, you're paying a running back double digits. He's probably going to cost you on the cap hit. There's probably decisions to be made. But ultimately, I think both sides missed out. I feel like the Steelers could have used Bell in that time frame I just talked about, 2018 and 2019, and then Bell obviously could have used the Steelers. But Bell also stirred some things up by mentioning that he would like to retire Steeler and that he might still have some gas left in the tank.
Because I never really officially retired. I never officially retired. So the day I feel like if I do, when I do retire, like it's gonna be with Pittsburgh. I feel like I'm trying to make it retire with Pittsburgh, so I retire Pittsburgh Steelers. But before I do that, I might be like, hey, bro, let me get like a couple carries in the preseason so I can show y'all something.
Yeah, why not?
We all know Bell ain't signing with the Steelers. We know for sure that ain't happening. But in terms of retiring a Steeler, I'm all for it. Hell, I've talked about AB getting inducted into the Steelers Hall of Honor. The only problem with him is he's just got to stay out of the headlines for that to happen. With Bell, we don't got to worry about any of that at all. He's just going to be continuing on with his boxing career. So I do believe he should get the recognition he deserves as a Pittsburgh Steeler. But actually playing for us, nah. He'd be our RB3. He'd be probably a decent RB3. There could be worse, but that time has come and passed. Leave that era. In that era, now we are on the Pickett to Pickens era. The Pickett, Pickens, Najee, Frymouth. It's a new generation, man, and we got to be looking into the future. And it's just crazy, though, how fast time flies. We were just in the Killer Bee era. You blink, and now we're here. We got Kenny Pickett as the starter. We got a second-year receiver that's probably going to be our wide receiver 1. Whole new offensive line. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, though. But that's it for this edition of Big Deke News on a Saturday. Because I don't think Bell said much more else. He mentioned Najee, suggested that he could lose some weight. Yeah, makes sense. He also said he smoked weed before games. I don't think that really surprises anyone. But yeah, you guys enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. I for sure am. You'll probably see me again Monday at the earliest, potentially Tuesday. But yeah, stay chilling and peace.